A good day at school is first getting the hugs. I love hugs. Hi, Miss Johnson. And they're excited to see you. That just makes my day. Walking into a classroom and seeing amazing instruction for our students and just being proud of my teachers and how dedicated they are.
A good day at school is when it starts on time and the students roll in and the teachers are all in place, and hopefully you've had something to celebrate. Sometimes it's good to just step back and go walk through your building and take note of all the countless number of things that are going great.
Good day is when all the buses show up on time, everybody eats breakfast, there are no arguments before the day starts, and we can just have a really strong instructional day.
Starts off with about 500 high fives as the kids come into the building. It probably includes a little time sitting on the carpet with the kindergartners, some knock-knock jokes at lunch, a great science lesson, seeing somebody smile, seeing the ways that my teachers innovate.
When staff is ready to greet students and their smiles and we're working together, you can almost sense synergy around being excited to welcome students. A good day involves being in as many classrooms as we can be, finding a way to kind of master the schedule so that we can be out with the students, with the teachers, and celebrating all the good work that's going on.
To truly listen, not to listen to have a response, but to really listen to what someone is saying to you.
As much as is humanly possible, maintain an even temperament. You're going to be bombarded all day long with opportunities to respond and to react. And I think that's the only thing that you can control in your principal's day, is the ability to respond and react appropriately.
You can't do this by yourself. You can't do it in a silo. Listen, be patient, and be flexible.
Just to accept the reality that there are things you're not going to know, and that's okay, and that there should be safety for you just to be able to say that to staff and even to parents and to students, because we really are the chief learners of our school, and saying I don't know is a great way to model that.
What you're there for is not to be a rock star, but to help create rock stars.
I think it's important to remember the reason why you got into education, and despite what you have to do and the checklist that you have in your calendar, on your desk, or in the sticky notes that line your computer, it's important to always prioritize the students. That's what we're here for, and that's what truly matters.
Being in a new building and actually having to foster and develop those relationships, because people don't know yet, especially when you come in the middle of the year. You get to know the students and the families and the culture of the building itself.
The hardest thing about my job, I believe, is my ability to go through whatever my goals were for the day.
I think prioritizing our time is one of the biggest struggles that we have as an administrator, not only for the difficult times, but making sure that we celebrate the joys. Because if we don't highlight the good things that our kids are doing, we see not only our children focusing on the negatives, but we also see our staff focusing on the negatives and the public. So
the greatest challenge I face in my role is time management and knowing when to allocate responsibilities and what to take on, and just managing my time effectively throughout my day.
Time management, picking out what's a priority, what needs to be done right away, and figuring out my daily things to do.
I would say my greatest challenge will be learning new curriculum and learning all of my students' names, because I like to know every child's name, who their parent, their parents' names. So I think that's a major challenge for me, because I want to know every kid's name. So far, I'm doing pretty good. Only a few that I still don't know, but I'm doing really well.
I think the greatest challenge has been kind of managing time mixed with responsibility. You only have a certain amount of time to get everything done, so.
Yeah, and I think that one of the big parts about that is that no 2 days are the exact same. Doesn't matter how well thought out the schedule is, it does not matter if you know what you're supposed to be doing at 8:50 in the morning, you're probably not.
I don't think I sit all day.
No, that doesn't happen anymore. It's also, for me, balancing all of the new responsibilities of the job.
I think one of the most difficult moments for me is just having an understanding of the cultural aspects within the community. having a direct influence on the cultural aspects of our building. And just understanding that just because something happens in the building doesn't mean that it's actually building based, that it actually may have been rooted in something within the community or even in their own houses.
I would say it's making sure all of my students have access to the right special education and accommodations that they need.
I think for me personally, at a school where I'm brand new and really don't know anyone, you know, it's lonely, exactly. And I'm very much a team player and looking for, you know, my team, but now I have to build that.
Being a new assistant principal, one of the things that my school is going through is the reconfiguration. So while I'm running a school currently this year, I'm also planning an entire new school next year. So doing both things at the same time has been a challenge.
I think the biggest struggle for me is just growing with an ever-evolving school, being new to the role, and with the expansion, it makes it hard to kind of fit all the pieces of the puzzle together while you're running.
I would say my personal challenge right now would be teacher buy-in and systems and things that I'm trying to put into place. It's getting teachers to buy into my vision.
I think the hardest thing is managing your time.
I would say it's probably time management.
Trying to manage my time appropriately and not try to be all things to all people.
Trying to come in to make changes but not make too many changes all at the same time.
Spending time on what's important.
You have IEP meetings, you have regular meetings, you have parents that come in, you're trying to get to the lunch duties, you're trying to get to recess, you're trying to do observations. Just managing all that and making sure you're still getting everything checked off your list for the day.
Making decisions about things that have not been in textbooks or classes that we have learned about,
Yes,
situations that come up that you are not sure how to handle and have to make an instant decision about very quickly.
Moving from being an assistant principal to an interim principal in the middle of the year, working with new staff, learning new systems, but also helping to develop those systems that are currently there and building relationships.
My biggest challenge is thinking about systems and trying to change them and tweak them.
For me, it's been really having those breakthrough moments with the students and also the families. Those breakthrough moments are really good, and that's been a big positive for us.
Well, I'm in the same school that I taught in for 12 years, so I enjoy the different role that I get to have. And I get to know a lot more of the students.
I would say I love the problem solving with all my teams and getting to know everyone, and I really enjoy preschool and making sure that all my kiddos are getting what they need.
I love learning my students, love working with my teachers and my parents. I love because my school has had the same principal for over 10 years. She's amazing. So I have, I love everything that I do. It's challenging, but I love what I do.
I love the time I spend with my students. I actually consider them a part of my extended family, and I work to make them understand that I value who they are and how they make me proud.
I'm in the classrooms all the time. I get a chance to work with the kids, and the thing that does it for me is the fact that I get to see them grow.
We have a very small population of students that sometimes tend to be with us from preschool through 12th grade, so you really get to know them on that personal level, and it's like a family at school.
I'd have to say I love seeing the progress the kids make. I started as a student advisor, so I know a lot of our students and the struggles that they had maybe in kindergarten or first grade, and to see them now in third and fourth and fifth grade solving their own problems that I know they struggled with in the beginning and smiling. I think that's what is my favorite part.
I think for me, one of the joys is just the opportunity to be a part of their beginning or their start each and every day, regardless of what the previous night was for them. I'm a part of the beginning. I'm a part of it that's going to set the tone for them, and that's an absolute joy for me.
I love working with the kids.
I would have to say that one of the things that I really love about my job is that every day we get to start new.
I'm never bored. Every day is exciting. I never find myself sitting around saying, oh, what do I do now?
Each day is a new day. I also think our staff makes it a welcoming place to work.
I would say that thing that I love most about my job is the relationships that I'm creating with the children every day.
Having an impact on the teachers, so therefore you have a bigger impact on your community. Being able to build those relationships, and I have a great opportunity that I'm with middle school because they are older, so they're a little bit more reflective, and they're able to take in those life lessons.
So I guess I love the ability to have an impact on a school's direction, being able to be a problem solver, being able to be a person that has a vision that can lead a school into a new direction and work towards improvement.
Okay, I'm gonna say that I love everything, and I really, really do. Like, I start my day with my little group of kids that are my check in, check out kids, so I get to talk with them in the morning. I check with them throughout the day. At the end of the day, they come see me, they tell me all about the day. Like, it is all about them from beginning to end.
I love that I get to interact with all of the students at the school.
I agree. I love that I can impact a greater amount of students in this role. Instead of just one classroom, it's multiple classrooms that I can go into.
I love the wins. Those wins drive you to try to push past all of the other challenges and obstacles that you face.
I've seen these kids grow up they came in as little 8th graders, now they're young men and women. So having the opportunity to see them grow as little kids and now be young men and adults and know that I impacted them to versus adulthood is very rewarding.
Working with the students and making sure that they're getting exactly what they need.
The biggest thing I love is working with the kids and the staff.
Same thing, I think casting that broader net, I feel like can make a greater difference with what I'm doing right now.
I have a greater impact on the school community as a whole, and not just necessarily the kids that or the students that are in my class, but I really have the ability to reach out to all the student body population.
To see the smiles on the kids' faces, getting off the buses.
I love interactions with high school students. You're able to have conversations with them. You're able to figure out what they're going through.
The greatest aspect of the job is being able to assist those in need. Students are, of course, our biggest assets. That's what we're in this educational field for.
Honestly, it's the opportunity to cast a wider net of advocacy for students. I love what I do. I love the problem-solving aspects of being in an AP and the relationships that I'm building with the different departments. And overall, just knowing that my work is impacting student transition.
I think the biggest highlights for me are the moments when I feel like we're successful and when those plans go well. It's that satisfaction of knowing you've worked really, really hard on something, and when it goes the way it's supposed to go, there's no better sense of satisfaction.